This is Phil Spencer, aka the man who single-handedly broke my heart at this year's E3 when he decided to not show the love of my life game, Fable 4. You sick, sick man. You sick man. Nevertheless, I have already learned to forgive him. I mean, how could I stay mad at this face? So if you clicked on this video, it's probably to find out why. Why was Fable 4, a game that is so obviously in development, not shown or at least teased? Well, that's where I come in. Now, there are a few reasons as to why Fable 4 was not shown, so I'm going to list them all to you, and then at the end, I'll give you what I think is personally the most likely reason as to why it was not shown. So with that out of the way, let's begin. The first and most obvious reason why we didn't see Fable 4 is because, well, it's not ready. It's a much bigger game than previous Fable games, and so it just might be at a larger scale and not ready to be showcased, which if that's the case, I think it's fine. But a lot of people would argue that coming on stage and just showing a quick screenshot, or Phil just mentioning Fable 4 and saying that it is in development and it's coming when it's ready, would have been the best solution rather than not showing anything at all. However, it's Phil's choice and he can do whatever he wants because he's the head of Xbox and my dad. The second reason is because Xbox probably wanted to keep it a surprise for next year to compete with Sony. They don't want to show all the cards in their hands yet. That's why this year, E3, we didn't get any big new IPs. Well, apart from Bleeding Edge, I guess. However, it's very well known that Xbox has acquired a few studios, but most of those studios weren't even at this year's E3. No new Forza game, no game from the Initiative, no Fable, heck, no Halo gameplay. Because they want to save all those huge moments for next year, as then they can come on stage and say, here are all the big games that will get you excited for next generation, and why you should buy an Xbox this holiday, plus, it's all on Game Pass. I mean, this one honestly makes the most sense, as I'm sure you could all tell that Microsoft really didn't show anything all that special this year apart from a ton of multi-platform games. And as cool as those were to see, I think a lot of Xbox fans and just fans of gaming in general would have loved to have seen some big new IPs. However, it's all up to interpretation. And if you didn't enjoy this year's E3 conference, that's fine, it's your opinion. But if you did, that's also great, and I'm happy that you did. Now onto my personal reason as to why I believe it wasn't shown this year. And I think it's because Phil is done with this generation. It seems as though everything he's done for the past few years is not to cater to this generation, but rather prepare for the next one. You see, to Phil, this generation is something he had to adopt and turn around from a rather appalling start, and since then the Xbox division has been plagued with tons of issues that most people don't even know about, but I digress. Phil looks at Xbox Scarlet as his baby. It's his time to truly shine and show everyone what his vision has been all along. He said it before that he, 1, doesn't want to show games are over 2 years away from release, which he kind of already broke with Halo Infinite, but 2, he wants a game to release at every quarter of the year, so a game with every 3 months. He's keeping not just Fable, but a ton of next-gen games a secret until next year, where he will unveil them all and show us why the future of Xbox is bright and worth getting excited over. Or at least that's what I think. I could be wrong, I'm probably wrong. Okay, I'm wrong.
Let me tell you a story of heroes.
So when then? When will we get Fable 4? When will it get shown? Well, at next year's E3! We've been saying that for quite a while now, so at this point, I don't think anybody would be shocked if it wasn't shown at next year's E3 either. However, it seems pretty obvious that Phil and Xbox in general have just captured all the games that are for next generation and kept them back, holding them until they're ready for next generation. Instead of unveiling them now, they're going to unveil them next year and then carry on that new generation as a fresh start instead of announcing them now and then having to show gameplay next year and blah blah blah. You get the point. So next year we will have Fable 4 shown at E3, teased, probably some gameplay as well, because at this point we desperately need something. But you will probably want to know, well, if it's going to get shown next year, then when is it going to get released? How old am I going to be? Am I going to be dead in my grave before this game comes out? And look, I don't work for Microsoft. Phil Spencer isn't my dad, although I think it would be pretty cool if it was, because I could see all the new games before anyone else. I don't know. Nobody fully knows apart from Phil and the team of Xbox. However, according to leaks, it seems like it will be released on the first quarter of 2021, which is quite a while away. So until then, you might as well subscribe to the channel and watch all the Fable content that I give, because I will be keeping you up to date with all Fable news and all news regarding Xbox, PlayStation and next generation, plus some cool other content that you probably will love.